What's up, guys? My name is Chris. This is my 350Z, and I'm starting a YouTube. I figured that I'd start a YouTube for a couple of reasons, mainly just to try something new. I've never really done anything like this before, and so I figured just kind of step out of my comfort zone. As well, learn some cool video skills, video editing, and document some of the drifting that I do with my car. I'm setting a goal, and kind of the reason I'm posting this video right now is I have a goal of trying to post at least a video every week. We'll see if I stick to that because I don't want to make it bad content. I'm just kind of going to try to use it as a way to motivate myself, stick with it, and keep going. I wanted to start a YouTube for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's just kind of something new to do in my spare time. I figured that putting videos together would be a new skill that maybe I could use and have some fun with, and as well kind of combine with the drifting that I love to do. But yeah, I just wanted to be kind of open with you guys and show you what I'm doing here, let you learn some things about my car, how I got into all of this. And so yeah, when I kind of been into cars my whole life, and back when I finally got my license when I was 16, I ended up buying a WRX and absolutely loved the thing and was a total Subaru fanboy. I don't know, I thought it was pretty nice in its final state when I ended up crashing it, of course. But from there, it all kind of worked out. I built a Forester that I thought also was pretty cool, and ended up was cool enough to trade for us a R32 Skyline, which was pretty sweet. It was really interesting driving right-hand drive and just kind of owning a JDM car like that. Of course, the Skyline was kind of blown, so again, one of the many failures that I kind of plan to document going forward. The oil pump broke on it, and so I had to replace the engine. I swapped the engine and then moved out to Utah and drove the thing all the way about 2 hours after finishing the engine swap, and had it out there for a good amount of time while I lived out there. But after about a year, I got a little bit tired of it and just really wanted something new. And after posting it for sale or trade, I got an interesting trade offer for a 240. And the 240 was one JZ swapped, and was really clean all the way around. And I ended up deciding to do it, and so the guy came up from Las Vegas, and we straight traded vehicles. And so I had never really drifted before. I remember the first time that I took the 240 out drifting, it was with a couple of guys out in Utah, and we went out to an industrial parking lot. And when they were all kind of egging me on to go, and when I finally took it out, I remember I could hardly do a donut. And I could kind of do some donuts, but it was pretty poor and somewhat embarrassing. I just kept trying to learn, and I did some donuts, and I was starting to do figure eights, and of course I blew up the engine on my 240. My car was down for about 6 months. And during that 6 months, I ended up buying a computer and a Saddle Corsa setup with a steering wheel, pedals, and shifter. And I played, I don't know, about 40 or 50 hours in that 6 months of Assetto, kind of learned to drift on that. And I remember the first night that I took the 240 back out after playing Assetto, I felt like I knew how to drift. I remember driving it and linking kind of corners and being able to put the car where I wanted, and just the whole time thinking, man, this feels just like a Assetto Corsa. It was crazy. From there, with that 240, I brought it back with me to California. It was fun, but again, just such a track car. And then after the local drifting spot that was 30 minutes from my house closed, the closest drifting was 3 hours away. And so it got a lot harder to drive it. I ended up seeing a 350Z on Craigslist for $5,000, and it was an HR. And I didn't really think it was serious until I emailed the guy and I got a reply back. And so I went and checked it out that afternoon, and it was pretty beat up. It was not very clean at all. The salvage title, it had some bad quarter panel damage on the driver's side. So it was definitely a work in progress, but I saw it as a good project and a good base. I offered the guy $3,000 for it, and he just agreed. He didn't even kind of counteroffer or anything. Yeah, so I figured that I can also show you just kind of some old clips of when I was progressing and show you kind of what it looked like as I as I progressed as a driver and kind of started drifting over the past couple of years. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, let me know what you'd like to see. Like it if you do like it. I'd love to have some feedback so that I can get some good content out there for you guys. I did order a new GoPro, so hopefully the quality is going to improve quite a bit after this video. It should be here this weekend or early next week, so hopefully this is the last video with really bad quality, but you know, we'll see. Maybe they're all going to be bad quality. Pretty much any car that I would drive, I would try to drive. This was like one of the first few times I'd taken the 240 out drifting. I was still just trying to get comfortable sliding. The modulation of the throttle and the non-existent smoke, you could really tell that I was still learning what I was doing. I feel like this is when I was really first starting to kind of understand it and get a little bit better idea of kind of how to properly drift. I'm still learning a ton, still a total beginner, but I'm starting to get the hang of it here a little bit, I think. Wait, is that smoke? I'm finally making smoke! Yeah, I think this is where I was starting to really figure it out as well. This was a pretty epic track day up in Fernley with the Z. It was also the day that I sold the 240. So I was still running stock angle with absolutely no ankle kit here, no hydro, stock clutch. I mean, the car was pretty much stock, besides the one with diff. Just kind of showing what these stock cars can do.
Please get to this. You gotta do this one.
So I wanted to show you guys those past videos just so you can get an idea of kind of where I've been and where I've kind of gone through to learn to drive, kind of to the point where I'm at. It's been kind of a journey to say the least, and I mean I'm still just an absolute beginner at the sport, but I'm having a fun time and figure this would be a good way to kind of document the progress as I continue to move forward. I'm definitely looking to drive just as much as I can in 2021. Definitely trying to hit several events, and we'll be sure to document those and put as much content up here as I can. If you're still somehow watching this and made it this far, I guess you might have found this interesting. So yeah, if you liked it, just hit me with a like on here, maybe a comment. I would never say this, but maybe the S word, subscribe? No. See you guys later.